Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, come step right up right here. Step right up and see the magical wonders of a magical experience. Sir, how are you doing, sir? Would you like to see a magical wonder at hand?
Aren't you Jewish?
I am indeed. You are quite right, sir.
Jewish people don't run circuses.
Well, they do now.
They do now. No, Jewish people don't run circuses.
No. They run now. They run now, sir. If you would like to see a magical wonder, would you like to?
Yeah, sure. How much is it going to cost me?
How much you got?
$5.
That's exactly the fee it is. What a coincidence.
What are these wonders I'm going to see?
Well, you will see a flying elephant, sir.
Oh, come on. Knock off the bullshit.
No, you'll see a flying elephant. He'll see a flying elephant. He'll see a flying elephant. He'll see a flying elephant, but you have to close your eyes first.
Okay.
Is your eyes closed, sir?
My eyes are closed.
Open up your eyes, sir.
That thing is not a fucking elephant. It is not the size of an elephant.
Okay.
I'm satisfied. I'm perfectly satisfied.
You're satisfied? Oh my God! See the magical wonders that the film fan 108 Circus brings. It's wonders beyond your wildest imaginations.
I just want to see the fat man and the strong man.
That'll cost you more money. But since you only had $5, I can only show you so much. Okay. It's a shame. If you had more money, I probably would show him more wonders. But, you got to pay the piper in order to get what you really want. Guys, I hope that you are ready for Dumbo here, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I could still wear this for the review, but you can't. But you know what? It's a little flashy for my taste. I think I'll go into something a little bit more suitable for my needs. Oh, perfect. Look at this. Very nice. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I did look good in the circus performer stuff, but this is pretty good.
No, the circus is over. Got to take the stuff off.
You're just mad. You're mad about the $5, but
no, I was very satisfied with the show.
You were?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I knew you were, but it's nice to know that you're satisfied.
Yes, Mr. Medici.
I'm not the con man, I swear, guys. Oh, this Joker. Yeah, so we are definitely talking about Dumbo here, guys, and yeah, I will be honest here because I'm not exactly the biggest fan of these live-action Disney remakes. I've watched a few of them. I've watched the Beauty and the Beast one. I've watched Cinderella. I didn't watch the Jungle Book one, but
the best one was Maleficent. Did you see Maleficent?
I did, actually.
And people say that was the first live action Disney movie, by the way. That was the first one that became live action.
Yes,
and
you
that
are right.
was the best, and then all the other ones are pale in comparison.
Well, my thing about it is that a lot of them I feel are kind of unneeded, and what's interesting about the Dumbo one is that it's an animated movie from 1941, and it's only about 50 or some odd minutes long.
I think we said 51.
Somewhere around there, and the idea that it's not really even considered, I mean, I guess in terms it's a feature-length film, but it's more of like a very short film at that. And so I was interested in this one expanding the story, expanding what they could do with the Dumbo plot and the characters and everything like that. Where would you like to start with Dumbo, sir?
This movie, I think the problem is when you take a 50-minute movie and try to make it a 2-hour movie, and you add so much to the movie, you destroy the original plot.
Yes.
The plot was very different, very unique.
Yeah.
New set of characters were added to this. I mean, you had your villain, you had your not your typical villain. You had a villain. I mean, he wanted money. That's what he
Yes.
was looking for. I mean, he was not your typical villain. He was not. I mean, you saw a little bit of evil in him. He kind of wanted what you saw in the original Dumbo. He wanted to separate the mother from Dumbo.
Yep.
So you saw that, but they added a lot to this movie. I think a little bit too much. I think this movie kind of dragged in certain areas, going a little bit too much. I mean, everybody knows the story of Dumbo. Dumbo, baby elephant, flying years, gets separated from his mother, learns to fly. In the original movie, he flies once. There's a total of once that he flies and does a bad job. This movie, he's a successful flyer, flies many times, which I kind of don't like because that wasn't part of the original. The original, he never really became a good flyer. This, he was like saved the day at the end of the movie, as you saw.
Yeah, and look, it's interesting when you talk about expanding the plot and expanding that and what it does because say what you will about a 50 some odd minute movie from 1941, but the Dumbo movie is pretty well made, and I like the plot of it. I think it's a very tight plot. I think it works, and over expanding it might not have always been the best idea to go ahead and do.
Well, they had to make it a little bit longer, but I think
Yes.
they could have just made this like an hour and 20.
I honestly think so too.
Not
I
an
wouldn't.
hour and 50 minutes, because taking a 50-minute movie, you can add about a half hour if you want to.
Yes.
If you're making it too long, then you have a problem. They made it a little bit too long. They added too many characteristics. And in the Dumbo movie, the original movie, it was Dumbo. It was Dumbo. And that's what the movie was about. This movie, we had so many different character plots. You learned there was too many characters. And the original, you didn't have this character and that character. There was so many little mini stories going on.
Well, here's my thing about it is that with the characters here, because in the 1941 movie, the animated characters like Dumbo and the other animals, they actually spoke.
Yes.
They actually spoke, and they took that out of this.
Which I don't think
element.
they should. Because I don't know why they did. Because in Jungle Book, the live-action Jungle Book, they spoke in that movie.
Yes.
They actually spoke in that movie. And in this movie, it would have been nice to have the mother elephant speak to Dumbo, because they did in the original. It would have been nice if they spoke. I mean, he made little grunting noises, and that's one thing I didn't like. They made him sound like a little dog instead of an elephant.
At times they did.
Sound like a puppy, not an elephant.
Yeah, you're right in that case. And I mean, going on the whole thing with all of the characters, I mean, there is a lot of actors in this piece here, man. You've got Danny DeVito, you've got Michael Keaton, you've got Colin Farrell, you've got Eva Green. Oh my God.
The two kids, which were main
the
roles.
two kids as well, plus a whole host of other people that came throughout this movie. Here's my problem with this. And first of all, I think all the acting is pretty much well done here.
I think the acting was all done. I think certain acting was better than most. Normally I wouldn't say this. I'm usually not a fan of Danny DeVito, and I'm a huge fan of Michael Keaton. So this was the reverse for me. I actually think Danny DeVito did a better job in this film than Michael Keaton. And normally I wouldn't say that. Normally I'm, as I said, a fan of Michael Keaton more. But I think in this film, Danny DeVito did a better job.
I liked Michael Keaton here. I liked him playing the villain role. You don't get to see him doing that a hell of a lot.
I just think somebody else could have played it better. You said originally Tom Hanks
Tom Hanks was
in the
offered.
cast. I could have seen him as a better villain. I think he would have done a better job. Personally.
I possibly think so, but I think the other main problem that I have with all these characters in here is that even though the actors are doing a good job, yeah, some of these characters you don't really get to know. I mean, you don't really get to know any really traits about them. Michael Keaton is this profiteer guy who
he owns one of the first
money.
amusement parks.
Yes, but he wants money.
Yeah.
You have Danny DeVito playing Medici. He's a honest con man in some ways.
Well, he's a con man, but he's kind of honest. He lets his heart get to him at the end of the movie. But the thing I don't like about this movie you would think for an hour and 51-minute movie there would be more characterization, more development, and there isn't. There's very small pieces. We don't know much about the villain. We don't know much about Medici, which is Danny DeVito. We don't know much about the characters. The only one they really get into is Colin Farrell. Okay, he's came from the war. He was a trick cowboy, basically.
Yeah.
Riding horses. They developed his story a lot in the movie, but what doesn't make sense, he didn't play a major role in the movie.
No.
He was the most developed story, but he wasn't a major role.
He didn't play a major role, but even him being developed, he wasn't as developed as maybe I wanted him to be. He was still developed to a certain more than other characters, but certainly not as much as I think he ought to have been. Even somebody like Eva Green, who is just like somebody who I'm a circus performer and I'm sort of a sweetheart once you get to know me type of person. There's not much characterization here. And the problem is that when you are going to focus on the human characters more than you are somebody like a Dumbo, as far as character is concerned, because since Dumbo can't speak in this one, you have to rely on the human characters.
Yeah.
And when you don't have the characterization to really get to know them or care for them, then it falls flat.
Yep.
And then that's part of the problem here. Outside of that, I mean, I will say this much. I think they did a good job with Dumbo.
But they messed up the plot a little bit. I just noticed this as I was just thinking about what you were talking about. The plot in the movie, the original Dumbo, and they do this with every movie, but they had no reason to do this.
Sure.
The original Dumbo, he had a very close relationship with the mice.
Yes, you're right.
You know, in the original Dumbo, that was like half the original Dumbo movie was him, the mice that got him over the flying, helped him get over his mother being missing. Yeah. There was one scene with mice in the entire movie that lasted 2 minutes. I'm like, what about the mice? The entire half the Dumbo movie was about mice and the elephant. There was none in this.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. There was actually none.
They took that out and really changed the movie completely. Yeah,
they changed a lot of elements here. And, I mean, of course, changing Dumbo itself to a certain degree as well. I mean, like I said, I think they do well with Dumbo, I will admit. I like the design of Dumbo. I like the design of the ears. I like the bigger eyes. It makes it look more like sympathetic. And
well, I didn't really like that because he didn't look like an elephant. I know it was CGI, but with the bigger eyes, the ears, okay, you have to have the big ears.
The big ears.
But they made it look so artificial. He did at the end, even a baby elephant. Okay, to give you an idea, a regular elephant is 10,000 to 12,000 pounds, the mother.
Okay.
So she was normal size. Sure. Now, we know in the original Dumbo, he was a preemie. He wasn't a full elephant.
Yes.
He was not a full-grown elephant. And in this, they try to keep that up to it. But it looks too artificial because even a baby elephant born premature is about 300 to 400 pounds. This one, what did he look like? 100, 200 pounds? He looked really tiny. He did not look big. So they made him look too tiny. They made him nothing look like. He did not really look like too artificial.
But I will say this much though. I do think that for the most part, I think they get the character of Dumbo right. I think they do get the characterization right. I do like the flying sequences with him. I thought the flying sequences were very beautiful and very well done. I thought they were really astonishing. I thought they were fantastic here. And the CGI, for the most part, I thought worked. You had CGI for pretty much all of the animals. I mean, there was nothing real.
Besides the end.
But besides the
end with all the elephants, that was, you could tell those were a real scene with elephants.
Well, I don't know if that was real. I think that was artificial as well.
I think the flying scene with Dumbo was that's of course thing, but I think those were real elephants.
I think they probably took pictures of certain things and recreated it. But I mean, for me though, I mean, I think it all comes down to do you care about the story of Dumbo itself? Do you care about these characters rescuing Dumbo? Do you care about, are you invested in the movie? And at the end of the day, I'm not gonna lie, I was not as invested as I wanted to be.
You know what, now thinking about it, because I don't even remember bits of the movie. Like when I come out of the movie, I want to remember everything. There's parts of this movie I don't remember, and it's not memorable. Maleficent, I can tell you everything about the movie.
Sure.
Same thing with Beauty and the Beast. When I saw live action, I loved it. This one was so forgettable. I hate to say it, even leaving the movies. And the acting was okay, but I said this to Seth in one of our first reviews. Acting does not make a movie. You need 3 things to make a movie: great directing, great acting, and great plot. They had good directing here. They had good acting, but the plot fell short for me. The plot was too elongated, too dragged on. It was nothing like the original. As I said, they distorted the original so much because I just realized it's the same thing with the mice. You take the mice out, you're taking the movie out.
You're taking...
And not just that, they're adding all these characters to the movies that weren't in the original. You didn't have all these extra people.
I don't mind if they alter the story. I don't mind altering stories.
But adding all these extra people and taking pieces out, I don't like that.
I don't like that either. I think it's a very fine balance between a shot-for-shot remake versus something that's trying to switch it up a little bit. There's a difference there, and I feel like in some ways that it's a line that I think is very hard to sort of stand on. And I don't know if this movie really succeeded in it all that well. And also, I will say this much, though, too. The movie is directed by Tim Burton. Now, I am a fan of Tim Burton.
So am I.
I do like Tim Burton. I like more earlier Tim Burton than later. The last great movie that I think he did, be perfectly honest with you, is probably Big Fish. I really like Big Fish a lot. Danny DeVito was also in that as well. Mm-hmm. And a lot of these same actors he has worked with quite a bit. Of course,
like he has his favorites.
He has his favorites. He's worked with Danny DeVito quite a bit. He's worked with Michael Keaton. He's working a lot more now with Eva Green. She's sort of become more of his muse now.
Protege, yep.
And everything like that. I mean, I like the Tim Burton style. I like Tim Burton himself. And I think Dumbo is a good fit for Tim Burton as far as like his aesthetic.
Well, one thing about Tim Burton, he started this when he started directing. He's freelance, meaning they give him whatever movie he directs, he gets to do whatever he wants to do.
Yeah.
They don't tell him, they don't say, oh, you have to do this, you have to put these people in, you have to do this. He gets to design the movie and do whatever he wants. He takes whatever the writer or the creator of the movie says, kind of makes it his own, and that's what I love about Tim Burton. This movie, I think he fell short. Not that the directing was bad, but I think the problem with this is not so much the directing. I think because you can't blame the directing. He's just directing actors. The writer and the creator, when they wrote the script, they added too much, which is okay. You could add, sometimes you could add, but they took too much away. And when you're doing a film, I can understand if you're remaking a film that's 3 hours long and you're making it 2 hours, you have to cut shit out.
Sure.
But the original was 50 minutes. You had no reason to cut shit out. All you had to do is you could add shit, but you didn't have to cut other parts out, you know?
It felt like cutting certain things and then adding certain elements, and it fell short at the end of the day. Like I said, I think Tim Burton is a great director and is a good fit for the material, but I feel like maybe in some ways, I don't want to say his hands were tied, but I think that in some ways, you know, they wanted to add certain things and do different stuff. And
well, it's also Disney too.
It's Disney too. And here's another thing about it, and I'll say this right off the bat. You know, this is not the only live-action remake we're getting this year. We're getting Aladdin. We're getting The Lion King. Mm-hmm. And we're
getting one more, too. I forgot what it is.
We're getting something else. But to me, I feel like at a certain point, like, when I see Beauty and the Beast, I like Beauty and the Beast enough. But when I left Beauty and the Beast, I felt like there was no reason for this to have been remade.
Well, it's popular now. That's why they're selling. Oh, the other one I think they're making is Little Mermaid.
Oh, that's not this year. It's down the line.
The Lion King is going to be very interesting because actually, unlike this movie, the lions are going to talk in Lion King.
Yeah, so there is...
all those animals are going to talk.
So there is a difference there, and I just don't... There's a lot of worries that I have going forward with Disney because it feels like they're just taking these properties and they're just taking it in live action and putting something new and different in it, and we should just all accept it. And I don't know if I really want to accept it. I like the animated versions the way they are. I'm not saying that you can't do something new and unique and interesting with them, but for me, I'm not as much of a fan of it as I want it to be. What are your final thoughts and grade rating on Dumbo, sir?
Well, let's just say one last thing. Okay. Disney bought Fox, so you can have a very different change with Fox movies.
Yes. But, yes, and good Disney controlling the world.
Just throwing that out there on the channel. Disney owns Fox now.
Yes, Disney owns Fox.
But I loved the acting. I thought the acting was great. I thought the directing was great, but the plot fell short for me.
Yeah.
It was not As I said, I'm so used to the first live action film, Maleficent, which came out. I loved it. So because of that, I'm gonna have to give it probably C plus, B minus.
Okay, I mean, for me personally, look, I'm I'm still very unsure of where Disney is going with these live action things, and again, I liked Beauty and the Beast. I thought Cinderella was decent, but outside of like a few changes, I felt like it was almost the same thing. Here is a little different because you have a movie that is very different, and I don't think it completely works. So where is the line that Disney's gonna do? I don't know at the end of the day. Am I looking forward to a blue genie that's played by Will Smith? No. Am I looking forward to almost a shot-for-shot remake that could happen for Lion King? No. This was the somewhat of a game changer for me of a movie that could have been really unique and interesting. It changes up stuff, but yet keeps the same essence. But it doesn't really do that at the end of the day. I think it changes too much. I think it takes out a lot of stuff, and I think it kills it because of that. For me, it just really fell short. It felt very hollow. I didn't get the emotion I really wanted. For me, I'm gonna say it is a probably a C plus for me.
Okay, so I said C plus. Now let's say we didn't say this in our grading. Is it worth seeing in the movies, I think, or no?
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, I'm gonna say wait
no.
until this comes on Netflix or even rent it at the video store.
Yeah, rent it from the video store. But definitely go and check out that 1941 Dumbo film, because trust me, guys, that is still a great piece of Disney animation, and no matter how much CGI they can put on the screen, it doesn't compare anything to the animation of Disney back in the day. Pure enjoyment and pure wonder, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, I hope you enjoyed our review for Dumbo. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up. Let us know what you think of the movie. Do you think it's worth it? Did you think it's not? What do you think of the Disney remakes? Definitely let us know, guys.
Where's the rest of the show?
What do you mean?
All I saw was a damn elephant.
Hey, you only get so much for $5. I mean, Dumbo is worth it for that money, right?
I'll give you more money to see the rest of the show.
You will?
Yeah.
Oh, what do you got? You got that. You got only a couple of dollars.
Well, you take credit cards, right?
You're damn right I do now.
Now give me the rest of the show.
Okay. You want the rest of the show? Do you want the rest of the show?
Sure.
Sir? Okay. He is going to get the rest of the show. Only a couple dollars, but the credit card was definitely worth it. Okay. You want the rest of the show, so close your eyes. Close your eyes. Okay. He's closed his eyes. Abracadabra. Abracadabra. And open your eyes, sir. Oh, another flying elephant! Oh my God!
What is that, Dumbo's baby brother?
Whoa! Oh my God! Oh my God! Another flying elephant! Jesus, 2 flying elephants in one circus show? You are incredibly lucky, sir. Oh my God! Oh, we're gonna put the elephant away. Enough with the elephants. We can't show any more elements, of course, if you have another credit card.
No, I don't.
Oh, damn it. Well, I'll make sure I don't take a lot out of your credit card for this experience, because trust me, it was quite the experience, wasn't it?
Yes, it was wonderful. I was very, very satisfied.
Oh, I knew it, ladies and gentlemen. I can definitely put on quite the show, dare I say.
Yes, you can, Mr. Medici.
Thank you. See, I'm just as good. I'm not a con artist or a con man. I'm just
not at all.
Thank you, sir. So you feel like you've gotten your money's worth?
Yes, I did.
Oh, good. See, a happy, loyal, paying customer. I love them. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the experience as well, and we will see you back next time for a brand new movie review.
Nice, Dumbo.
Oh, nice, Dumbo. Take care, everybody.